In the timeless realm of Folkyr, where the elements reign supreme, a saga unfolds of the birth and ascent of the mighty Frostborn, a people forged in the unyielding crucible of the frozen north. This is the tale of their primal awakening and the rise of their dominion, a story etched into the very bedrock of the land. When the world was still young and the primal spirits walked the realms, the northern expanse of Folkyr lay as a desolate, icy wasteland, where only the most resilient of creatures dared to venture. It was in the heart of this unforgiving domain that the first frost giants emerged, their hulking frames carved from the very stone and glaciers that dominated the landscape. These beings of primal power were imbued with a vitality that mirrored the untamed fury of the northern elements. Their muscles, hardened by the relentless cold, rippled beneath skin as pale and unyielding as the ice that surrounded them. Their senses were honed to the slightest movement across the endless tundra, their piercing gaze able to cut through the swirling blizzards with ease. In those primordial days, the frost giants knew no civilized ways, for they were children of the wild, their only companions the howling wolves and the massive cave bears that roamed the frozen wilderness. They lived a life of constant struggle, pitting their raw strength and cunning against the merciless forces of nature in a battle for survival that knew no end. Yet, as the eons passed and the frost giants' numbers grew, they began to forge a culture of their own, weaving together the threads of their primal existence into a tapestry of legend and lore. They learned to harness the very power of the elements, shaping the ice and stone into formidable weapons and impregnable shelters. Their shamans commune with the primal spirits, seeking guidance and blessings in the endless dance of life and death that defined their harsh existence. In time, the frost giants came to see themselves not merely as survivors, but as the rightful inheritors of the northern reaches. They formed great nomadic tribes, their massive frames bedecked in furs and fetishes, their faces adorned with intricate tattoos that told the stories of their ancestors. With massive clubs and axes forged from the frozen earth, they set out to claim the temperate lands to the south, driven by a relentless hunger for conquest and a deep-seated disdain for the soft civilizations that had sprung up in those more hospitable realms. The struggle against the humans of Folkyr. As the frost giants swept down from the mountains, they encountered the first of their adversaries, the humans of Folkyr. The once peaceful settlements were battered by the onslaught of these towering invaders, their stout walls and sturdy defenses crumbling before the giants' raw, primal strength. The paladins and priests who had once stood as bulwarks against the darkness found themselves outmatched, their holy rites and blessed weapons seemingly impotent against the icy wrath of the northerners. In the face of this relentless assault, the humans of Folkyr were forced to muster their resources and champions, fighting to defend their homes and way of life. The clash of these titans echoed across the realms, as the thunderous roars of the giants mingled with the rallying cries of the human defenders. The very elements seemed to take sides, as blizzards and avalanches battered the human settlements, while earthquakes and raging wildfires swept through the giants' encampments. The eternal conflict with the vampires of Umbravale. Yet, the frost giants' struggle was not limited to the humans alone. To the east, the dark shadow of Umbravale crept across the land, its tendrils of darkness reaching ever westward. The vampires of Umbravale, born of Umbra's malevolent essence, coveted the pure life force that flowed through the veins of all living creatures, including the giants themselves. As the Frostborn pushed deeper into the southern reaches, they found themselves facing the relentless onslaught of the vampires, who sought to claim the lands and resources for their own dark purposes. The clash between the two factions was a clash of primal forces, the giants' raw strength pitted against the vampires' arcane powers and unnatural vitality. The battles that raged between the frost giants and the denizens of Umbravale were the stuff of legend, with entire cities reduced to rubble and the very landscape transformed by the ferocity of their conflict. Neither side was willing to back down, driven by their own insatiable hunger for dominance and the conviction that they were the rightful masters of Folkyr. The enigmatic Beastfolk of the western wilds. Alongside the humans and the vampires, the frost giants also found themselves facing a third adversary, the enigmatic Beastfolk who inhabited the untamed wilds to the west. These mystical beings, with their deep connection to the primal spirits, viewed the giants' advance with a mixture of fascination and trepidation. The Beastfolk, masters of the untamed wilderness, prove to be elusive and formidable foes, using their intimate knowledge of the land and their primal powers to harry the giants' progress. Their hit-and-run tactics, combined with the treacherous terrain of their domain, made them a constant thorn in the side of the Frostborn, who struggled to maintain their momentum in the face of these unexpected challenges. As the giants pushed deeper into the western reaches, they encountered the Beastfolk in open conflict, their massive frames and brutal weapons pitted against the swift, agile movements and primal magic of their opponents. The clash of these two primal forces echoed across the realms, the very elements seeming to shift and writhe in response to the titanic struggle. The eternal dance of conquest and resistance. And so the saga of the Frostborn continues, with the peoples of Folkyr, the humans, the vampires, and the Beastfolk each locked in their own separate struggles against the relentless advance of the northern giants. The northern reaches remain a realm of savage beauty and unforgiving danger, where the howling winds carry the echoes of battle and the legends of the Frostborn's dark origins. Remember, young ones, that the frost giants are not mere beasts, but a people forged in the crucible of the frozen north, a people whose hunger for power and disdain for the soft races may one day bring about the downfall of all that we hold dear. Remain ever vigilant, for the Frostborn's onslaught is as unstoppable as the glaciers themselves, and pray that the primal spirits continue to guide the hands of the paladins, priests, and the Beastfolk in their eternal struggle against the might of the giants. For in the end, it is not by strength alone that the peoples of Folkyr shall prevail, but by the purity of their purpose and the unwavering resolve of their souls. They are the guardians of the light, the bulwark against the encroaching darkness. And as long as their faith in the primal spirits remains unshaken, the northern giants shall never truly conquer the lands they seek to claim as their own.